Before the sold-out arenas, before the Grammy Awards, before the world danced to funk again, there was a small boy growing up on an island in the Pacific, a boy surrounded by music, born into a family of performers in Honolulu, Hawaii, United States. He didn't just grow up listening to music, he lived it. From Elvis impersonations at just 4 years old to becoming one of the most electrifying performers of his generation. This is the story of Bruno Mars.
Say one more. You know what we got to do. Look here. Now what we gonna do is slide, slide, slide.
The artist who brought groove, soul, and showmanship back to modern pop music. Bruno Mars was born Peter Jean Hernandez in 1985 in Honolulu. His father was a percussionist, his mother was a singer and dancer. Music wasn't just entertainment in their house, it was survival. Every night, the family performed in local shows across Honolulu, and little Peter, nicknamed Bruno by his father because of his resemblance to wrestler Bruno Sammartino, became the youngest star of the show. At just 4 years old, he stunned audiences with his perfect impersonations of Elvis Presley. By the time most children were learning multiplication tables, Bruno was already learning how to command a stage, but while performing gave him confidence, life behind the scenes wasn't always easy. After graduating high school, Bruno Mars made a life-changing decision. He left Hawaii and moved to Los Angeles. Like countless dreamers before him, he arrived with ambition and very little else. The music industry, however, wasn't welcoming.
I've gotta move up north, but it's just temporary.
Record labels rejected him. Producers doubted him. Some executives even told him he didn't fit the image of a pop star. But Bruno had something many artists didn't. He could do everything: sing, write, produce, play multiple instruments. Instead of chasing fame, he started writing songs for other artists. And slowly, the industry began to notice. Before Bruno Mars became a household name, he was secretly shaping the sound of pop music. Working with his production team, the Smeezingtons, he helped write massive hits, songs that dominated the radio, songs that topped charts around the world. One of those songs, Nothing on You with B.O.B., introduced the world to Bruno's voice. Another hit, Billionaire with Travie McCoy, made listeners ask one question: who is that singer? Suddenly, the industry realized something powerful. The songwriter behind the scenes was also a star. In 2010, Bruno Mars released his debut album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. It didn't just succeed, it exploded. Songs like Just the Way You Are and Grenade dominated global charts. His voice, emotional, soulful, and powerful, connected instantly with listeners. Suddenly, Bruno Mars wasn't just a songwriter. He was one of the biggest new stars in pop music. But he was only getting started. While many artists chased trends, Bruno Mars did something different. He looked backward. Inspired by legends like James Brown, Prince, and Michael Jackson, he revived the energy of funk and soul. His album 24K Magic turned modern pop into a celebration of groove. And when the song Uptown Funk with Mark Ronson hit the charts, it became one of the biggest songs of the decade. Dance floors around the world exploded. Funk was back. In 2014, Bruno Mars reached one of the biggest stages in the world, the Super Bowl halftime show. With millions watching globally, he delivered a performance full of energy, musicianship, and pure showmanship. It became one of the most memorable halftime shows in history, and it proved something important. Bruno Mars wasn't just a singer, he was a performer in the classic sense of the word, a true entertainer. Over the years, Bruno Mars collected award after award, Grammys, billions of streams, sold out world tours, but his biggest achievement wasn't numbers, it was influence. He reminded the world that live musicianship, dancing, and stage presence still mattered. In an era of digital production, Bruno Mars brought back the magic of performance from a small island in Hawaii to the biggest stages on Earth. Bruno Mars built a career on talent, dedication, and respect for music history. He didn't just create hits, he revived an entire sound. A sound that makes people move, a sound that makes people smile. And decades from now, when people talk about the artists who defined modern pop music, the name Bruno Mars will always be part of the conversation because some performers entertain, but a few become legends, fade to black.